The Great Wall of China, 1,000 miles of stone, sweat, and strategy. If you ask anyone to name a symbol of China, chances are they'll say, the Great Wall. It's ancient, majestic, and long enough to wrap around the earth. Well, almost, but beyond postcards and tour selfies lies a story far deeper than just bricks and mountains. The Great Wall is not one wall, not even built by one emperor. It's a living timeline of Chinese history carved into stone. Let's walk, slowly, because those stairs are no joke, through the 2,000-year history of the world's most famous wall. Before the wall, China's chaotic neighborhood. Picture ancient China around 700 BCE. The land wasn't one big country yet, it was a collection of rival states constantly fighting for territory, glory, and of course, bragging rights. To the north roamed fierce nomadic tribes, fast on horseback, skilled with bows, and very interested in their southern neighbors' silk and grain. To keep them out, some states, especially Qin, Zhao and Yan, built their own little defensive walls. These early barriers were made of tamped earth mixed with reeds, not exactly the photogenic version we see today, but they worked, sort of. Each kingdom had its own wall, its own guards, and its own enemies. It was less Great Wall, and more a bunch of anxious fences. Fast forward to 221 BCE, when one man decided he'd had enough of the chaos. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. He didn't just unite the warring states, he standardized writing, money, weights, and even the width of wagon wheels. Naturally, he wanted to unify the walls too. So, he gave the order: connect and expand the old regional walls into one giant defense line. The goal? Keep out the Xiongnu nomads from the north, who were basically the Mongols before the Mongols. Tens of thousands of laborers, soldiers, peasants, and even prisoners were conscripted to build. They used whatever materials they could find: tamped earth in the west, stones and bricks in the east. The work was brutal. Laborers toiled under scorching sun and freezing winds, far from home. Many never returned. That's why Chinese folklore calls it the longest cemetery on earth. But it worked, for a while. The new wall stretched over 5,000 kilometers, about 3,000 miles, marking China's first major attempt at a unified northern border. 3. The Han Dynasty, silk, soldiers and strategy. A few decades later, the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE, 220 CE, took over and realized walls aren't just for defense, they're for trade control. Under the Han emperors, the Great Wall became part of something much bigger: the Silk Road. Watchtowers and garrisons protected merchants carrying silk, jade, and spices westward, while guards kept a sharp eye out for raids. They also added new sections of wall, extending the network further into desert regions, like the Gobi. In some parts, walls were built from sand and twigs, reinforced by layers of reeds and gravel, primitive but surprisingly durable. The Han didn't just use the wall as a barrier, they turned it into a communication line. Soldiers stationed in towers used smoke by day and fire by night to send warning signals across hundreds of miles within hours. Imagine a 2,000-year-old version of Wi-Fi, powered by bonfires. Bonan nasi kindos in P sum, bossing skaten, alperdam, often the. After the Han, rise, fall, and forgetting the wall. When the Han collapsed, China split again into smaller kingdoms. Each new dynasty had different priorities. Some expanded the wall, others ignored it. The Northern Wei and Northern Qi dynasties, around the 5th and 6th centuries CE, rebuilt portions of it to defend their territories. But during the Tang dynasty, 618–907 CE, China's golden age of poetry, art, and open trade, the wall lost its strategic importance. Tang emperors relied more on diplomacy and alliances than walls and weapons. For a while, the Great Wall was left to crumble, buried under sand and memory. 5. The Ming Dynasty, the wall reborn in brick and glory, 1368–1644. If Qin Shi Huang created the idea of the wall, the Ming Dynasty built the version we recognize today. After the fall of the Mongol-ruled Yuan dynasty, the new Ming emperors weren't taking any chances. They poured enormous resources into fortifying the northern frontier. The result? A stone and brick masterpiece stretching from the Bohai Sea in the east to the Gobi Desert in the west, about 8,800 kilometers long. Unlike earlier dirt walls, the Ming Great Wall had sophisticated designs: watchtowers every few hundred meters for signaling and defense, fortresses housing entire garrisons, passes like Jiyuguan and Shanhaiguan, which acted as giant border gates controlling trade and movement, each section adapted to its local environment. In the mountains, walls zigzagged like lightning bolts along the ridges. In the plains, they ran straight as an arrow across open fields. If you've ever seen the iconic gray brick staircases snaking across green hills near Beijing, that's Ming engineering. And it wasn't just about the military. The wall symbolized stability, order, and pride. For the Ming, it was proof that China was once again strong and united. 6. The Manchu Breach, when the wall didn't work. But no wall, no matter how magnificent, is foolproof. In 1644, rebels from within China overthrew the Ming capital. Desperate Ming generals stationed near the Great Wall opened one of its gates, Shanhaiguan, to let in the Manchus from the north, hoping for help to crush the rebellion. It worked, but too well. The Manchus seized the opportunity, took Beijing, and founded the Qing dynasty, ruling China for the next 268 years. So ironically, the wall, meant to keep northern invaders out, became the very door through which they entered. 7. The Forgotten Centuries, Dust, Myths, and Rediscovery. During the Qing dynasty, 1644-1911, China expanded its borders far beyond the wall. The frontier was now in Mongolia and Central Asia, so maintaining the wall didn't make much sense. It slowly fell into disrepair, battered by wind, rain, and time. By the 19th century, Western explorers rediscovered it with awe and a few exaggerations. Some claimed it could be seen from the moon. Spoiler, it can't. While others wrote that it was built by one emperor in one go. It wasn't. The Great Wall became more myth than military structure, a symbol of mystery and endurance. The 20th century, from ruins to revival. By the early 1900s, China faced wars, revolutions, and modernization. The wall, ancient and broken, seemed like a relic of the past. But as the 20th century progressed, attitudes changed. When the People's Republic of China was founded in 1949, the government declared the Great Wall a national treasure. In the 1950s and 60s, historians began studying and restoring key sections, especially around Beijing. In 1987, UNESCO declared the Great Wall a World Heritage Site, cementing its status as a global icon. Today, millions visit each year to climb, photograph, and, inevitably, complain about the stairs. The myth and meaning behind the bricks. The Great Wall is more than a pile of stones, it's a mirror of Chinese civilization. Each dynasty left its fingerprints on it, turning it from a border defense system into a cultural backbone. It represents not just strength but perseverance, the determination to build, protect, and endure. In Chinese culture, the wall also carries deep symbolism. Bu Dao Chang Cheng Fei Hao Yi, he who has never been to the Great Wall is not a true hero, became a national motto of resilience. It's not just a tourist slogan, it's a statement of grit. 10. The Great Wall. Today, tourists, drones, and global fame. Modern China has embraced the wall both as a historic monument and a symbol of national pride. Renovations in popular areas like Badaling and Mutianyu have turned them into major tourist destinations, complete with cable cars, souvenir shops, and even Wi-Fi. But not all parts have survived. Remote sections in the deserts of Gansu and Inner Mongolia are crumbling. Preservation is an ongoing challenge. Erosion, vandalism, and over-tourism threaten what time is spared. Still, new technology, like drones and 3D mapping, is helping archaeologists rediscover forgotten stretches buried under sand and vegetation. So while the wall may no longer guard against invasions, it's still guarding history. The Great Wall's legacy, more than just a wall. Let's put it in perspective. The Great Wall is not one unbroken line, it's thousands of walls built, rebuilt, and connected over 2,000 years. If you added up every known section, branch, and fortification, estimates say it could stretch more than 21,000 kilometers, over 13,000 miles. That's half the circumference of the Earth. But its true greatness isn't in its length, it's in what it represents. It's a story of ambition so vast that it reshaped landscapes, of human endurance against impossible odds, and of the eternal balancing act between defense and unity. It's proof that even in ancient times, people dreamed of building something that could last forever. And somehow, they almost did. A wall built by hands, not legends. We often imagine the Great Wall as the work of emperors and generals, but it was actually built by ordinary hands. Farmers, soldiers, and laborers carried each brick, dug each trench, and laid each stone. Their names were never recorded, but their work still stands after millennia. Every brick is a silent testament to their sweat and sacrifice. If you listen closely while walking on those ancient stones, maybe you can still hear the echoes of hammers and the whispers of history. 13. The Great Wall's global influence beyond China. The wall inspired fortifications across the world. Roman limes in Europe, Hadrian's Wall in Britain, even medieval city walls all drew from the same philosophy. That strength could be built brick by brick, but none match the scale or ambition of China's masterpiece. In modern times, it has become a metaphor everywhere, from political debates to pop songs. Building walls now symbolizes boundaries, both physical and emotional. But the Great Wall reminds us that walls can also connect, serving as paths of trade, communication, and cultural exchange. 14. From defense to definition. What started as a military project ended as a cultural identity. The Great Wall defines not just the geography of China, but the spirit of its people, disciplined, enduring, and proud of their heritage. It's the line that once separated inside from outside, but today, it unites the world in admiration. When astronauts orbit Earth and look down, they can't actually see the wall, but they know it's there, like the heartbeat of an ancient civilization still pulsing through time. Conclusion: the wall that outlived its builders. The Great Wall of China is not just a monument, it's a message from the past. A message saying, we were here, we built, we endured. It survived emperors, wars, dynasties, and revolutions. It turned from a fortress into a wonder, from a border into a bridge. And as modern visitors climb its steps, panting, sweating, occasionally regretting that second dumpling, they're not just tourists. They're walking through 2,000 years of human willpower, one stone at a time. Because if history has taught us anything, it's this. Empires rise and fall, but the Great Wall, it just keeps standing. If you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe to our channel, The Culture Clash Cafe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new content.